This training is for ordering catering for your SOU student club event from SOU Dining. So on-campus events, we do encourage you to use our SOU Catering for food at those events because our catering has first right of refusal. So make sure that you check out their page and see what they have and try to use their services. If you decide that you don't want to use SOU Catering, make sure that you follow the instructions for doing a food service waiver form to see if they will give you permission to have food from outside of catering. The easiest way that I have found to get to the catering page is actually to just use Google and type in SOU Catering. And when you use Google to do that, it's going to be the first option that pops up. This is the Cater Tracks page. Notice it's not at the sou.edu URL, so you have to get to it a little bit different way. Cater Tracks is what they use for their online ordering system. The first thing that you're going to need to do is sign in. If you haven't created an account before, you can create your own personal account, or if your club has a shared email address, such as photographyclub@gmail.com, you can create one account for your whole team so that everything's under one account. But you'll just need to make sure that you share that login information with your team and have it recorded in your Google Drive or something like that so people can continue to log in. So I'm going to use the Epic Events page here. I'm just going to sign in to be able to place an order. You will see two different menus here. We've got the regular catering menu and the student menu. The main differences are that the catering menu has more options on it, and it tends to be more expensive because the catering menu often comes with delivery and or a special setup. For example, using fancy chafing dishes with the heat sources underneath, nice bowls and trays, etc. The student menu has less options, but it's catered specifically to students and it has cheaper cost options. With the student menu, they do not deliver your food. You must pick it up from either the Stevenson Union or the Hawk, and they usually come in disposable trays or jugs. You can place an order from either menu, but if you want to order something from both menus, for example, you want to order some lemon bars from the catering menu and some cookies from the student menu, I think you do need to place two separate orders, one for the catering and one for the student menu. We'll take a look at one of the differences here. For example, pizza and wings. If we go to the regular catering menu, you can see that they have a lot of different flavors of pizza, many different options, and they're $18 to $23 per pizza. If you go back to the student menu and click on student meals to find the pizza, once we click on pizza, you'll see the options that pop up. There's only about 4 options for pizza for the student menu. But if you look at the price, they're only $8. So you have less options, but it saves you a lot of money. For example, the pepperoni pizza is probably the same pepperoni pizza that's on the regular catering menu. You also might see options that say specify type and special instructions. So if you select anything that has special instructions or you want to add instructions to anything, for example, if you want a pizza, but instead of cut in 8 slices, you want it cut in 16 slices, you can try to ask for those special things in the special instruction box at the checkout. So we're going to do a couple of things to pretend that we're going to order some pizzas. So you just add the number that you want in here and click order. You'll see that it adds it to our cart here. I'm also going to go to the student menu and select beverages. And we'll pretend that we'll get a beverage for our event. Most of the beverages are by the gallon. So you've got the different beverages here. Lemonade's very popular. Hot chocolate is delicious from catering. So you just put in the number of gallons that you want here, and you will get these drinks in like a gallon milk jug type jug. So nothing fancy for serving, but it's cheaper than the regular options. Once you click on order, it will be added to your cart. And we'll do one other thing. We will take a look at snacks, which is where you can find the desserts. You can see all of the different options that they have for snacks. There's even s'mores, veggie trays, cookie trays, etc. Some of the items are listed per dozen. So, and some items also have a minimum quantity. For example, here, the least amount of cookies I can buy is 1 dozen cookies. So let's say I'm going to buy 2 dozen cookies here. So keep in mind, some items for some of the meals, like the wraps or the chicken stir fry, it says minimum quantity 12. So even if you have 6 people, but you want to order that meal, you still need to order 12 servings because that's the minimum that they can do. One other piece I want to show you is student menu additional services. So they can offer different types of things. So if we scroll down a little bit, we'll see some different machines that we can rent, such as snow cone machine or cotton candy machine. So keep that in mind if you're doing a tabling event or you want to have something at an involvement fair. They also do sheet cakes if you're having a celebration. You can order table linens. So if you're doing a nicer dinner, you want to make sure that you order some tablecloths for your tables. So there's red, white, and black cloths, and you would select and put in how many and specify the shape or the size that you need. And then the other piece here, let's see if I can get this to close. The other piece here is custom product. I don't know why this is popping up. Go away. Select item for custom product. So custom product doesn't really have anything on it, but I want to let you guys know that even though there's only certain items listed on the student menu, there's a little bit more listed on the catering menu. If you have something specific in mind that you want to do, then I recommend you select custom product, put the information in the special instructions box, and catering will get back to you to let you know if they can do it. For example, a couple years ago, Epic hosted a Shark Boy and Lava Girl movie night, and we specifically wanted shark gummies and red cake pops for Lava Girl. And SOU Catering was able to get those products for us and make a really fun themed event. So they are able to work with you. You just need to communicate with them, definitely more advanced than normal, to make sure that you are able to get what you need. So if you want to do a custom product, you can just add one to the order and then make sure that you put something in this special instructions box at the end. The other piece that you want to fill out too is the event details. So I suggest checking this first, but it's not 100% critical. So with the event dates, you will see on the calendar that there are some dates that are red and you cannot click on them. This means that catering has reached their maximum number of orders for that day. I think it's maybe 3. However, depending on what you need, they might still be available to help you on that day. So if you have something, for example, on October 18th that you want to order something, but you can't click on it, you can send them an email. Jenna Michaels is the contact, so it's jenna.michaels@aladdinfood.com. You can reach out to them and just ask, hey, this is what we want on this day. Is that something that you're still able to accommodate? If they aren't able to accommodate you on that day, they can provide a food service waiver so you can purchase your food from somewhere else. So in general, you're going to want to click on a date that's available, and you can just put in a predicted number of guests and click set. Once we have everything that we want in our cart, we can click on checkout. And the checkout has a number of different steps. So the first step, I'm not sure why it went away, but the first step has everything that you ordered, and it has the quantity, the price of each, and what the total cost is. So you can look over this and make sure that you've got everything completely selected. If you decide to change something, you can easily delete it by clicking the delete button, and it will reload without that item. Once you check over your order, click on continue. Also keep in mind, make note of the things that might need some special information, such as the gluten-free pizza that we ordered. We're confirming our date and the method. Keep in mind there is no offer on-campus delivery for student orders, so you either need to pick up at Einstein Brothers Bagels, The Hawk, or at Elmo's Kitchen in the Stevenson Union. When you select one of those, it will remind you that you can't do delivery. You'll also notice on the pickup time that the latest pickup is 5 p.m. If you have an event later than 5 p.m., you might be able to work with catering. For example, they might be on campus a little bit later to provide a later pickup for you for an evening event. But for the most part, they are not staffed after 5 p.m., so you want to take that into account. If you need something later than 5, make sure you email them. The earliest pickup time is going to be about 30 minutes before your event, and the last pickup time should be about 15 minutes before your event. So you have time to go get it and bring it to your room or your space in time for your event to start. Here is the special instructions box. So for this order, we selected 2 different things that need special instructions. We selected gluten-free pizza, which asks us to say what toppings we want in this box. And then we also selected a custom item. So for gluten-free pizza, please do veggie and cheese toppings. So we've clarified that part. And then for the custom order, can you order sour gummy worms? We want about a pound. So tell them what you would like to get, tell them about how much you want, and they can do some research to see if they can get those items from their suppliers. So make sure that you give any instructions here. Click continue when you've completed this section. The next section is another overview, and you need to give it a name. So make sure that you give it something unique like Bio Club Welcome Back Meeting. Specifically, the name of your event. Check over all the time, date, location, all of the order stuff. When everything looks good, click proceed to checkout. And then we get to the checkout section. So payment method. We've got different payment methods here. The only one that you can use as a club is index code. This is a reminder that index codes are what we used to use, and each club has their own index code that either starts with EAA or the letters SU. We are moving to workday codes, but this has not been updated yet. So go ahead and use your index code here. If you include workday codes, you can just type in anything in this box that says workday codes, and then you can paste your workday codes in here instead. Either way, they can charge your account. So you're going to input your index code. I'm going to use one that starts with SU. Also, there's this option here for new wallet entry. You can click here to save the wallet entry once you have selected your catering type, and it will save it for the future. So in the future, you can just click and it will bring up everything. The last note here is that for catering type, you're going to make sure you click internal because we are internal to the university. Okay. The next thing is if you want to copy this information to anyone else. So you might want to add your advisor's information in there, email address to copy it to your advisor. You could send it to your treasurer, or if you're using like a group account through a Gmail address, you might want to send it to yourself because the confirmation will go to whatever email address that you use to sign into the account. So this is easy to share with other people. Once you're completed, you click process this order. The next steps that you'll see is catering will receive your order and they will put together an invoice for you and send it to you for approval. And they'll say, hey, does everything look right? Are there any changes you need to make? You need to make sure that you get that email, look over it, let them know if there's any changes or miscommunications, and then make sure that you email them back with an approval. Yes, this looks good. Let's go ahead and do it. They might also contact you. For example, I asked for sour gummy worms. They might send me an email with information about sour gummy worms to see what they can do for that. If it's been a week or two, or if your event is getting within a week and you haven't heard back about a special request, I recommend that you go ahead and email either Jenna Michaels or Kramer Klaus directly to ask about that special order, because sometimes they're understaffed and they have a lot of orders to cover. It's not guaranteed that they're going to be able to meet any of those special requests, but a lot of times they can, especially if they have enough time, like about 3 weeks to look at the options and place a special order for you. So once you press that, you're good to go. A reminder about student catering is remember there's no delivery and the items that they give you are often disposable, such as a metal pan or like a milk jug. type jug of lemonade. So you will need to take care of cleaning up any pizza boxes or pans after your event. And then if they give you anything that needs to be returned, such as a cart, or if you order hot chocolate, they'll give it to you in a large hot liquid Cambro. You'll need to make sure that those items are returned to the location that you ordered them from immediately after your event. If you don't return them, it's possible you could get charged for those items if they go missing or get lost. Any other questions? Feel free to reach out to me for general questions about club food, or you can reach out to catering directly, either to Jenna Michaels or to Kramer Klaus.